crossroads, trying to read the signs to tell me which way I should go to find the answer. And all the time I know, plant your love and let it grow. Let it grow, let it grow. Let it blossom, let it flow. In the sun, the rain, the snow. Love is lovely. Let it grow. Looking for a reason to check out of my mind. Trying hard to get a friend that I can count on, but there's nothing left to show. Plant your love and let it grow. Let it grow, let it grow. Let it blossom, let it flow. In the sun, the rain, the snow. Love is lovely, so let it grow. Time is getting shorter, and there's much for you to do. Only asking you will get what you are needing. The rest is up to you. Plant your love and let it grow. Let it grow, let it grow. Let it blossom, let it flow. In the sun, the rain and snow. Love is lovely, so let it grow. Let it grow, let it grow. Let it blossom, let it flow. In the sun, the rain, the snow. Love is lovely, so let it grow.
Thank you, World Beat Band, Paula, Susie, et al. Thank you so much, and good morning, you lovely people. You have great energy this morning. I'm delighted to be among you. I am Stephanie, and I am still the new minister here. I think, what has it been, Sharon, 7 weeks? About 7 weeks that I have been here. Oh, thank you. And applause back at you. Thank you for all the ways and all the things that you are showing up. And so part of this, what I wanted to invite, because I get you all, I am new to you all, right? Someone said I have to say all y'all. Is that the plural of you all? Okay, thanks, Bruce. That's what I heard. So, however that goes, all y'all. I wanted to just share, and we'll do this a little bit each time, right? But here's a little bit. I've said this before. How I envision our celebrations is as what I said, liturgy. And remember, the word liturgy means work of the people. So what I want to encourage or invite you into is to find your own on-ramp. This is so invitational. That's what I love about these celebrations. There will be every song, every poem, every word is curated. Everything is designed around a theme, every single Sunday. So for some people, I can tell you respond to music, you respond to something the band is singing, you respond even just to the rhythm and you come up and dance, right? That for you, woo, that's, getting your spirit on, which I think is great. I think for other of you, you want to be challenged. You want to think about things, right? Or some of you want a poem. You want to be inspired. So I think there are lots of different ways, and we're going to try different things. And so I guess what I'm also wanting to say is, I love to get up here and I love to prepare messages, but I am not the best at it. And I think Howard Hanger used to say, I'm a bozo too, right? So I'll say the same thing. I'm a proud bozo too, right? So all that to say, yes, I will share every week too, but I also want to find your voices and your places of entering in. So again, this is an invitation. The message I share may not touch you, and that is fine, but maybe the song will. They're doing a beautiful song today, Holy Now by Peter Mayer, which is great, right? So that alone, it's like mic drop, but I will still speak. So anyway, that's just what I wanted to say, and we'll just keep talking as we go forward, right? There will be new things. Oh, hey, shout out, by the way, to John and Ray for bringing back our altar, right? It's where it needs to be. It's with us. It is our altar. So I would like to offer a reading this morning, speaking of on-ramps and what might speak to you about today's theme. This is by one of my favorite poets, Pablo Neruda. It is called Keeping Quiet. Listen, now we will count to 12, and we will all keep still. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. It would be an exotic moment, without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victories with no survivors, they would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving, and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Perhaps the earth can teach us, as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Now I'll count up to 12, and you can keep quiet, and I will go. Welcome to Sacred Space.
Stephanie, I invite you to stand. Let's sing in this day, a day of celebration.
Starts to hurt before it goes from bad to universe. I turn off my phone, I get down low and put my hands in the dirt. Try to stop the world from moving so fast. Try to get a grip on where I'm at and simplify this dizzy life and put my feet in the grass. I'm going back to the earth. I'm going back to the earth. I'm going back to earth. I'm going back to do 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 down do 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 down do 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 down down. The only explanation for a high rise must be that everybody wants to get high and move on up to a deluxe apartment in the sky. The higher we go, the taller we grow. We lose sight of the land of low. You can have your space, but out of space, because the home is where my food is grown. I'm going back to the earth. I'm going back to the earth. I'm going back to work. I'm going back to the earth. I'm going back to the earth. I'm going back to the earth. I'm going back to work. I'm going back to the earth. Do 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 down. Do 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 down. Do 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 down.
Oh, yeah. Ah, jubilants, look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Ah. Yona is not with us today. Daniel Barber is with us today. We're going to drum in some directions as we celebrate Earth as sacred text. And every single one of you, jubilants, is a consonant and vowel in that sacred text. So we're celebrating reading that sacred text together as a community. So I invite you to turn as we face the east, and let's just breathe together. Let that breath be our reading and taking in of that sacred text. The wind, the spirit, the light, the wholeness of the East. We welcome you. We are grateful for you. Breathe. Quarter turn to the right. As we face the south. The drums call us in. Let our breath be our understanding. What it means to face this direction all our lives, all this growth. All the winds and waters and teachings of the South. We welcome you. We share you. We pass you on. Breathe. Quarter turn to the right. We face the west. See drums echo through the room, through your soul, through your ancestral memory. Our breath reads the book of life, the sacred text of infinity, all that is written in the West. Breathe. We are grateful for your starlight, for your teachings, for that pull we feel towards you. We are grateful. Quarter turn to the right, and we face the north. Oh, winds, gales, clouds of the north. We honor you with these drums. We honor you with our hard work. We honor you by coming together. We honor you with this breath right now. We turn back towards the center. We recognize the drum beat that's been with us since day one, and the drum beat that's been with us since long before that, the drum beat of the mother, that indiscernible, indescribable, eternal drum beat that will be here long after us. What gratitude, what joy. We're called on to keep reading that sacred text called Mother Earth. What adventure awaits as we listen to the drum? Breathe deeply. So may it be. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Daniel. Those drums are blessed to us. I invite you to remain standing as we sing a beloved Peter Mayer tune, and as we do a beloved thing to this community, and that is feed the hungry. Let's sing and take care of our community.
Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my mind and heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbored or more have I known. Wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my new home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I climb the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my sails from Banyan
Okay, okay, it is turned on in the back now. There's two places the microphone has to be turned on, so it's just a little tricky timing. It's time for the Jubilee in Action announcements, and we're going to do it a little differently today. We've asked everyone to limit their announcements to 20 seconds, and Oscar style, if they go over, the band's going to start playing. So come on up, y'all.
Good morning, Jubilee. I'm Maureen of the Earth Team. I'm talking fast. How long has it been since you have let sacred Earth awaken your sense of wonder? On July 21st, the Earth Team will be leading a reunion with nature right here on the Rainbow campus. You will find that we can lead you to trees and rocks and actually sacred sites on the Rainbow campus. Earth Team members will be around with a flyer to tell you more about it. Space will be limited, but we will have more than one.
Hi, I'm going to talk fast too. Let's see. Happy Plastic-Free July. Plastic-Free July is a global movement that helps millions of people worldwide be part of the solution to plastic pollution. This gets us cleaner streets, healthier oceans and communities. Now the Earth Team webpage has a link that takes you to the Plastic-Free July website, where you can explore more about this movement and find tons of suggestions for reducing your plastic usage all year long. Also new on the Earth Team webpage is
It's kinder than a beeper or a hook. Okay, Bounty and Soul, we have an opportunity for volunteers this Thursday from 3 to 5:30 to help Bounty and Soul in their free market. This will take place in the Buy Low parking lot out in Black Mountain. If you would like to come, please see me. I'd love to know who we're going to be expecting. And I can take a couple people in my car if you want to meet me at my house. Just see me. Thank you.
So, if you would like to play the heartbeat of creation, there's an opportunity to go into your own experience of drumming. I'm going to do a course that starts this week. We're going to have a session Tuesday evening and another session that's Thursday morning. That's going to happen for 6 weeks. If you'd like more information, just go to the Jubilee website. And it's just really so cool to get to do this because it's so fun to step into your own rhythm and your own thing, regardless of what it is. And I'm really talking fast so that I won't get that drum, and the band playing, because we couldn't have the band play, could we? Because that would be horrible, because that would be, all right.
So we're doing good, huh? So the Seeds of Celebration are on the website. It's all in that little column that says Jubilee in Action. You'll see that on the website. Also on the back of the bulletin, you'll find QR codes for Daniel's drumming class and for the plastic campaign if you're a person that likes to use QR codes. Coffee hour in the white tent right afterwards. And now we have Beth Juliar and Jessica May from the Verner Learning Center with a gift of outreach.
Hello, everyone. I'm Beth Juliar from the Outreach Team, and I'm here to announce an outreach gift for the quarter devoted to children and medical. I'm honored to present the donation of $1,000 to the Verner Center for Early Learning. I'm pleased to introduce Jessica May, VP of Philanthropy and Marketing, who is receiving the check and sharing some words about her inspiring center.
Thank you. All right, can you hear me okay? Okay, great. Well, hi, good morning. It's wonderful to be here. I see some familiar faces, even a board member in the very back, so shout out to Miss Judy. I see you. Like Ms. Beth said, I'm Jessica May, Vice President of Philanthropy and Marketing at the Verner Center for Early Learning. We originally opened our doors in 2001, and I even had an individual today come up and say, hey, I remember and knew Hugh and Danny Verner. Danny, she was the mastermind behind our organization. Out of a leadership Swananoa class, she really felt inspired and compelled to create a center for high quality education and learning and childcare despite one's economic circumstance. So I would tell you, if I had to sum it up in one quick word or phrase, we're a nonprofit, and our day-to-day operations provide high quality care and education to children who are overburdened and under-resourced, and primarily ages 0 to 5. However, you probably know that work it's not transactional. It does not start when they walk in the door and does not end when they leave. It's very much involved with the families, getting to know them, walk with them in their journey, letting them navigate, but we're certainly, as we like to say, beside them in the passenger seat, holding the map, saying, yeah, go left. That's great. We're with you. If you walked into one of our centers, you would see so much magic happening on a day-to-day basis. Our rooms are not conventional. You don't see a lot of primary colors. We feel that our classroom is the third teacher, so very natural elements, a lot of not fluorescent lighting, a lot of natural light through windows, lamps, things like that. We do a lot of social, emotional learning, so we talk about those things that they told us not to talk about, our feelings. And it's okay to be sad, and it's okay to be frustrated, and it's okay to be happy. We want to experience all those emotions with our students each and every day and their families. When there's tough stuff that happens in the families, maybe a parent is being incarcerated, maybe a child is going to foster care, maybe there's a birth of a new baby coming. We talk about all those things with the kids. We have libraries with books curated about these topics. And if we don't, we even have a child development team that will create a special book just for that child. So everything is very intentional, and every person is seen very much as an individual. Diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging is monumental to everything we do, starting our staff, our families, our children, everyone. And then we have an outdoor learning environment and gardens. So I know you're volunteering at Bounty and Soul, but we are always grateful for volunteers. Come see us. We have a beautiful 1.5 acre raised bed garden at Verner East. We have 2 campuses. The other one is located, so Verner East is on right across the street from Warren Wilson out in Swananoa, Black Mountain area. The second is in the Emma community, so a large Latinx community that we are learning to become partners and allies and friends with. And so we have gardens at both of those centers. So you can help us, whether you're loving children or not. You could do it with kiddos or without. And we would love to have you. Help us in the gardens. Help bind and mend the books that get occasional rips and tears. We use our books a lot. Or come hold a baby. That skin-to-skin time means so much. And so we are always in need of those volunteers. Reach out to me, Jessica May. I'm certain we can get you in touch, and I'll get you navigated to the perfect person. But we serve nearly 250 families and kiddos each year. About 75% of those are receiving free and or subsidized tuition. So, and I should mention, the only early Head Start provider in Buncombe County. That is huge. Yes, that is huge. And I'll wrap it up with you. If you have not heard, we're known as a child care desert in here in Buncombe County, also in Western North Carolina. Some people ask about the wait list. I'm going to leave you with a little bit of a jarring fact. We could quadruple in size and still have people sitting on a wait list. We are currently at over 900 on the wait list, and we prioritize those, again, that are overburdened and under-resourced. So we're giving those individuals that are living their hardest lives the first shot at these spaces. So thank you so much. Your gift is going to make such an impact. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
when we have these gifts of outreach, it's not just a gift to the nonprofit that we're reaching out to, it's also a gift to us, reminding us of the power of the good work that organizations are doing in the community. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and we bless the work that you're doing. Thank you, Jessica, and thank all the folks at Verner. Well, now is how our prayer time, and of course there's so many ways to pray. Today is also a little bit of a special time in our community. There's a little something happening after service. Some of you may be aware, other than coffee time happening out in the tent, which we haven't done before, we're having a wedding right after the... John Langdon back there and Karen Altus. I don't know if is she in hiding? Okay, she's in makeup. They're getting married. So as we take care of our community, covering the world in prayers, mending ourselves with prayer, I also urge you to send them your best wishes today. So I invite you to ring and sing your bowls and bells. Diane will be at the Western Wall to pray with you and share communion with you as you choose. For those of you online, you may email your prayers to prayers@jubileecommunity.org. Come on up and grab bowls and bells. Let's pray together. We are here. We are here for all of us. We are here for all of us. That's why we are here. Why we are here. We are here. We are here for all of us. We are here for all of us. That's why we are here. We are here. We are here. I invite you to take a hand. Come on in. Come on in this way. Look at this. Look at this. Y'all are beautiful, you know that? Good. Good self-esteem, jubilants. Good self-esteem. You know what? I, like many of you, probably at certain times in your life have not always had the world's best self-esteem. It's been a rough road, but there's something about the earth. You know, I'm not, I have to accept that, the earth and I are one. We have those bumper stickers, all one. 2 years ago, I took a road trip and I was out for about a month. And there was something that forced me to reconcile with myself, being alone, out in the roads of South Dakota and wilds of Michigan. And that sounds kind of weird, but the wilds of Michigan. I had to be friends with myself. And those big, wide fields, those canyons, those forests, they teach you. Reconcile with yourself. We're the same, buddy. We're the same. You and I, we're in this together. If you oppose me, it's going to be a lot rougher. So let's work together, okay? I became friends with myself by just saying, yes to every single landscape, and that includes Walmart parking lots. Y'all are beautiful. Walmart parking lots, I know they're not beautiful, but finding beauty in all of it. I am because we are. And I say that when I'm out in the woods. I say that right now, and I encourage you to say that wherever you find yourselves doubting. I am because we are. And we are here. We are here for all of us. That's why we are here. Give those holy hands a squeeze. And after we sing, let's share God's peace with one another.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Hello, everybody. We have been asked to do a song that you all know so well. We've been doing it for a very long time here at Jubilee. A song by Peter Mayer called Holy Now. And the beautiful thing about the song, beautiful thing about the song is that, you know, many of us kind of have an idea of things that are holy for us. It might be the Holy Communion here at a church. But I think what we've grown into and what we are becoming more aware of, whether you're religious or not, is that every single thing we see around us, and as Jay said, even those Walmart parking lots, they're holy. If you know it, you can sing along with us too. Sunday we would go to church and pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still, but now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. And wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is anything that's here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, barely wet my fingertips, now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, heaven second rate, hand me down, and walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Please, guys. This is Ian Taylor, everybody. Read a questioning child's face. Say it's not a testament. That'd be hard to say. Oh, see another new morning come. Say it's not a sacrament. I tell you that it can be done. This morning outside I stood, I saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. Sing along. Everything is holy now. Sing it. Come on. Everything is holy now.
I told you, work of the people. Hear these sacred words. Wendell Berry, The Peace of Wild Things. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not task their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world and am free. And an excerpt from my favorite transcriber and adapter of the Psalms, Nan Merrill. Excerpt from Psalm 106. Holy One, awaken us to the oneness of all things, to the beauty and truth of unity. May we become aware of the interdependence of all living things and come to know you in everything and in all things you. For as we attune to your presence within us, we know not separation, and joy becomes our dwelling place. Quiet us, O silent speaker, that out of still spaces we may hear your voice, and as we ponder the immensity of your gift to us of life, am I still good? Awe and wonder and technology fill our hearts. Far from galaxies and the furthest stars to the smallest atom in our heart, you are the flame of love. May we embrace creation as a whole and become attuned to all the world. May we be a blessing to the universe and see divinity in the within and the without of all things. May it be so. Oh, yeah. So John Philip Newell, I like his readings, and in his book, Sacred Earth, Sacred Soul, he speaks a lot to the Celtic way of knowing things, which really is we all at some point were indigenous, and we were closer and in right relationship with the land, and it taught us things. And he reminds us, he says, there's this deep knowing in the core of our being, and it is something that was never necessarily taught to us, it just was there. And in fact, it may run counter to what society teaches us and even what some religion has taught us. And what that is that there is a sacred flow deep in the heart of the earth, and this sacredness also flows deep in the heart of every living thing and every human being. That is what we know at the core of our being. He also talks about everybody from Plato to Carl Jung have talked about the only way that we can know truth, which makes sense if you think about it, is it corresponds to something really deep within us. You know that phrase, that rings true, right? So something out here fits in with something deep in here. And he talks about having to reawaken to this inner truth. And if we do that, to the sacred and the divine in all things, it is our inner truth in this world where we all talk, and I'll say it too, what is true? The invitation today, and Jace put it so beautifully, is to step back into earth, to rest, to surrender, to yield. And the earth will speak to us and remind us of this truth that we know. The orientation is here, and it is here. He talks about these moments where, for instance, when George Floyd was killed, I was living in Minneapolis at the time, and the feel, the energy. There were tanks driving through. We couldn't leave our house. There were curfews at night. Moments like that, moments even like he talked about the Australian wildfires. Remember when there was so much loss of life? or even the Me Too movement. But those moments, and here's the thing, when we think we forget what is sacred, look again, there are moments when we say, like when George Floyd was killed, we say, oh no. No, 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 because some part deep within us knows that is violence against something sacred, and we have to protect it, and we have to stand up, and we need to find our sovereignty and find one another and take to the streets. John Philip Newell, again, will talk a lot about if we can get back into the sacred remembering and the sacred knowing, then it will transform the way we live and move and have our being, and it will bring us back into right relationship. My friend, Dandy Lewis, so this is kind of lovely. By the way, I had a chance to spend a very wonderful evening with Howard Hanger. And to Howard, right? And I have to tell you, it was the most beautiful dinner I've ever had. And for me, I'm gonna cry, but for me, it was coming full circle. And it was, I am blessed beyond measure to walk forward with something that he started. And I felt like he and I together, I won't speak for him, but I felt like we had this moment of saying, yes, I see you, namaste, namaste. I bless your journey, your path, and these people, these jubilants, are amazing. So speaking of that, I know someone else. I told you, everyone I know knows Howard Hanger. It's been part of my, I just finally met him. I was the last one. So my dear friend, Dandy Lewis, she is a retired United Methodist deacon and up in Minnesota from the Florida Conference. So when she was a kid, she was in Sunday school with Howard at Howard's father's church in Florida. So Dandy remembers, it's all, everything is connected, 6 degrees of separation. So I called my friend Dandy the other day and I was saying, listen, we're doing, the earth as sacred scripture, sacred text, wherever you're comfortable entering in with that language. And I said, I'm a little bit stuck. And I said, and I realized the other day I was unpacking some of my things and I found a photo that you took. Dandy's a gifted photographer of all things earth. And there was a picture of, what's that called when the sky changes? We had it here. It was an aberration. Yeah, not the eclipse, the stars. Aurora Borealis. See how smart? It takes a village. Thank you. So she had taken a picture of the Aurora Borealis and many other pictures, and I had it, and I put it on my fridge, and it was that moment, as we've been speaking all along, as those of us in creation spirituality who adhere to that, it is always awe, mystery, and wonder that will instantly bring us back, right? Will transcend, and it's imminent transcendence. It's amazing. So I was talking to her, and I said, can I maybe share some of your photos with my folks here, the great folks here at Jubilee? And then she started to talk to me about her photos and things that have mattered to her, and she brought up the whooping crane. So she told me, this was a personal story to her, but that when she was born in 1939, she said at that point, there were, I think, 15 whooping cranes left in the country. And at some point back, when the pioneers first came here, there were tens of thousands in North America. But due to westward expansion, and they were hungry, apparently, and so they were working off the land, but the birds were killed. And eventually, Industrial Revolution, right? And then their wetlands were discovered to be rich, fertile soil, and we can't let that lay waste. Boy, we can produce that. We can make something out of that, and people need homes and all the things, right, where we displace those of us in our sacred web. And so Dandy was just telling me how that broke her heart, and that was something that meant a lot to her. And a couple years ago, she was able to go to a wildlife refuge in Aransas. I'm not saying it right, maybe Aransas, Texas, but where over 50,000 acres of land are dedicated to protect the habitat and when these birds migrate, right, where they stop, where they hold over. And so she was able to go and take pictures of these birds. So I'm going to share them with you in a minute. But what I wanted to say first is, here's the thing. When we remember that we too are sacred, when we go back to that inner knowing, then we get in touch with this very deep truth that we are creative beings. We are not passive. We partner, right? We are here to help. We are here to walk alongside. And I hear a lot of people say, we've reached the end. Nothing more we can do for the earth. We've screwed it up, right? And John Muir used to say, here's the thing, he cared so much about the earth, but he would say, you can't just yell at people and hit them over the head and say, fix our planet before it's too late. He said, you have to inspire them to fall in love with the planet again. So again, it is about love. And I was doing some research, because then Dandy, of course, and I told you, I read all the books in all the world. I eat them for breakfast. And I found this book about this guy, what is his name? Bob, I'm not sure I'm gonna get it. Anyway, Bob, this great guy, he was an ornithologist back in the day, back in the 40s and 50s, and he had this deep passion for the whooping crane. And he spent his life taking care of them, looking for them, trying to help find ways to sustain them, bring them back again. And so he would travel around the country and give impassioned pleas to people to remind them to this other member of our sacred web who is in trouble. And he'd share pictures and stories and talk about their beautiful, graceful mating dance, and that they're 5 feet tall and their wingspan is 7 feet. And they have black tips on the end, and they're very tender, and they mate for life, and they don't reproduce as often, so they can't adapt as well as others. And so he went around and said, here's the problem. We need to have better regulation on hunting. They were being hunted. We need to do something about our land. We need to protect some of their space. So he made a difference, because you know what? Thousands said, oh yeah, me too. I can make a difference too. I can stand up. So his efforts, there was another guy, they did all kinds of breeding in captivity at some point, because in the end it got down to what we would say 13, 15 cranes. But then they found that these birds that were, as you may well know, raised in captivity didn't know how to migrate. They didn't know how to mate. They didn't even know, they thought they were sandhill cranes if they were with the cranes, or they thought they were humans. There's a story of one guy, Archibald is his last name. He taught them, there was a bird that was sick in the zoo, and his parents, I think, it might have died, but the bird needed some help, so he brought him back to his house because he'd been imprinted, but brought him back to his house, took him out in the yard, and taught the bird the mating dance. Kind of cool, right? They say it can't be done. But eventually that bird did mate, and further birds were born, right? Like they say it can't be done. I'm telling you, stranger than fiction. I'm here all week. The other thing, who's the other guy? Okay, here we go. Yeah, George Archibald was his name. There's another guy, Bill Lishman. There was a movie made about him, maybe you've seen it, where he had an idea. He had his ultralight plane, and he started with a flock of geese. And if he could get them to follow him, then maybe the hope was we can teach the migration pattern to the whooping cranes, right, so that they would live. And so he and a buddy of his ended up forming a group called Operation Migration, and they would do things where they would wear crane costumes. Because again, they wanted to reintroduce the crane to the wild, because we had screwed it up, right? We screwed it up, and we had to help make it right. But it wasn't about us and our thing. It was about how do we bring them back into their own way of knowing and natural way of knowing. So they did unnatural things to help them know their own natural way. And then I want to say this as well, and then we'll get into the pictures. But in 2001, they had their first successful mission with the cranes. They were led down from Wisconsin to Florida, and the following year, the cranes returned on their own. So today, there are now 500 cranes in North America, as opposed to 15, right? We're not done, but we're on the way. So I just want to remind you, here's my thing, we're going to show the pictures, but I just want to remind you, it can be done. We are a spiritual community. We remember that we are part of the sacred web, and we are hope mongers, right? We are hope against hope. So do not give up. And if you start to give up, lean in, because you got a whole bunch of people around here, including me, who will help you remember that you are amazing, powerful, and you are part of the divine plan and the divine program. So without further ado, my friend Daniel Barber has graciously offered to provide music underneath the pictures of my friend Dandy took 2 years ago at the Aransas Wildlife Refuge. They're both, you'll see, she labeled them, they're both of sandhill cranes as well as the whooping cranes, and they are beautiful. So when he starts, you can start, Michelle. Click. Thank you, Daniel. It's good to have you back. It's good to have our altar back. It's good to be back, right? Welcome back, Jubilee. I just want to say, I want to reiterate a couple words Wendell Berry said, and then we have a closing benediction by Christine Walters-Paintner, who inspired this series, and it's beautiful. I think you'll love it. I come into the presence of wild things who do not task their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world and am free. Michele.
May our eyes be open to the word of God scribed on every leaf and petal, on every wing and paw. As the seasons unfold in their vibrant dance of change, may we hear the call from their pages to blossom forth, to bear fruit, to surrender and yield, to rest into mystery. Let the journey of caterpillar to moth teach you the path of transformation. Let the patience of mountains and singing of stones give guidance for what it means to endure. Let the rise and fall of the sun and moon circling the blue tiled sky teach you about journeys to fullness and to rest and release. May holy wisdom be revealed in each season, reading grace at every turn.
Thank you, Stephanie. Grace at every turn. Stunning, stunning. I invite you to consider how we can be graceful together as a community in the days and weeks ahead as we pass bowls around. Not very graceful with my words right now as I drop the microphone and all that good stuff. So we're going to listen to a little bit of music and talk amongst ourselves and share the good work.
It's nature's way of telling you something's wrong. It's nature's way of telling you in a song. It's nature's way of receiving you. It's nature's way of retrieving you. It's nature's way of telling you something's wrong. It's nature's way of telling you soon we'll freeze. It's nature's way of telling you dying trees. It's nature's way of receiving you. It's nature's way of retrieving you. It's nature's way of telling you something's wrong. It's nature's way, it's nature's way. It's nature's way, it's nature's way. It's nature's way, it's nature's way.
Thank you, World Beat Band. Thank you, Stephanie. Let's stand and sing ourselves out into a week and lean into wonder. Continuing to read the earth for mystery and joy.
The blessings of heaven, the blessings of earth, the blessings of sea and of sky. The blessings of heaven, the blessings of earth, the blessings of sea and of sky. On God's will of this day, and on every human family, the blessings of heaven, the blessings of earth, the blessings of sea and of sky. We're going to feature Hinton today on vocals as well as drums. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip.
Can't find the words to say all the things that come to you, and I wanna feel it too. On an island in the sun, we'll be playing and having fun, and it makes me feel so fine. I can't control my mind. Hip, hip.
Hip, hip.
When you're on a golden sea, you don't need no memory, just a place to call your own as we drift into the zone. On an island in the sun, we'll be playing and having fun, and it makes me feel so fine. I can't control my brain. Let's spend the way together. We'll spend some time